The rain didn't just fall that day, it punished. It hammered against the black umbrellas like 1,000 tiny fists, drumming a rhythm of despair into the wet earth. It was November 14th, the day they buried Robert Sterling. To the town, Robert was a business tycoon, the owner of Sterling Logistics. To 18-year-old Lamb, he was simply Dad. A quiet man, a kind man, but a weak man. A man who had let a wolf into their home 5 years ago, mistaking her hunger for love. Her name was Karen. Liam stood by the graveside, the mud seeping into his dress shoes. He wasn't crying. He had run out of tears 3 days ago at the hospital. He just felt hollow, like a house where all the furniture had been stolen. Standing next to him was Karen. She wore a black veil, but beneath it, her eyes were dry. Beside her was Brad, her son, Liam's stepbrother. Brad was 20, wearing a suit that was ill-fitting, scrolling on his phone, looking bored. As the priest said the final amen, Karen didn't throw a rose onto the coffin. She turned on her heel and walked toward the waiting limousine. "Liam," she called out. Her voice was sharp, cutting through the sound of the rain. "Car. Now." The ride back to the Sterling estate was silent. The leather seats squeaked. The heater blasted hot, suffocating air. Liam looked out the window, watching the gray world blur by. He thought they were going home to mourn, to eat casserole and look at old photo albums. He was wrong. They arrived at the mansion. It was a sprawling estate with manicured hedges and iron gates. It had been Liam's home since he was born. As they walked into the grand foyer, the warmth of the house hit them. Karen took off her coat and handed it to the maid without looking at her. Then she turned to Liam. "Karen, Brad, go upstairs and play your video games. I need to handle some trash." Brad, snickering. "Whatever. Just make sure the internet is working." Brad lumbered up the stairs. Liam stood there, hands in his pockets. "Karen, what's going on?" Karen walked over to the antique side table. There was a document sitting there, and a black plastic trash bag, heavy duty. She picked up the bag and tossed it at Liam. It landed at his feet with a plastic crinkle that echoed in the silent hall. "Karen, you have 1 hour." "Liam, 1 hour? For what?" "Karen, to pack, to leave, to disappear." Liam, laughing nervously, I don't understand. This is my house. Dad left it to us." Karen, smiling, a cold reptile smile. "Did he? You see, Liam, your father was a brilliant businessman, but he was terrible with paperwork in his final months. The medication, you know, it made him suggestible. He signed a new will 3 weeks ago." She held up the document. "Everything, the house, the company, the accounts, goes to his surviving spouse. That's me. And by extension, Brad." "Liam, he wouldn't do that. He promised me the college fund. He promised me I could intern at the company." Karen, promises are like clouds, Liam. They drift away. You are 18. You are a legal adult. And frankly, you are a reminder of his first wife that I am tired of looking at. You don't fit the aesthetic I'm going for. I want you out." Liam, where am I supposed to go? I have no money. I haven't started college yet. Karen, not my problem. Go to a shelter. Join the circus. Die in a gutter. I really don't care. But if you are not off this property in 60 minutes, I'm calling the police for trespassing. Liam looked at her. He looked for a shred of humanity. He looked for the woman who had pretended to care about his grades, who had smiled at family dinners. It was all a mask, and the mask was off. He ran upstairs. He didn't cry. The shock was too great. He went to his room. It was still filled with his childhood. The trophies on the shelf, the posters. He grabbed the trash bag. He packed clothes, a warm jacket, his laptop. He reached for the photo of his dad on the nightstand. Karen appeared in the doorway. "Leave the frame," she said. "It's silver. It belongs to the estate." Liam took the photo out of the frame, shoved it in his pocket, and left the silver frame on the bed. He walked down the stairs. Brad was leaning over the railing, eating an apple. "Bye, loser!" Brad shouted, spitting a piece of apple onto the floor near Liam's feet. He walked out the front door. The heavy oak door slammed shut behind him. The lock clicked. He stood in the rain. He had $50 in his wallet, a half-full tank of gas in his old Honda Civic, the only thing in his name, and he had a burning, white-hot rage in his chest that felt like it could melt steel. The first night is always the hardest. Liam drove to a Walmart parking lot. He reclined the seat of his Honda. It was freezing. He watched families walking into the store, buying groceries, laughing. They seemed like they belonged to a different species. He ate a protein bar for dinner. He tried to sleep, but every shadow looked like a monster. "I will not die here," he whispered to the foggy windshield. "I will not let her win." Sound effect, city traffic, rain. The weeks turned into months. Liam learned the art of invisibility. He joined a 24-hour gym for $10 a month, not to work out, but to shower, to shave, to look presentable. He spent his days in the public library, using the free Wi-Fi. He applied for jobs, any job. Dishwasher needed, construction laborer, night shift security. He took them all. He worked 16 hours a day. He saved every penny. He ate instant noodles. He slept in the car until he saved enough for a tiny, moldy studio apartment in the bad part of the city. But while his hands were washing dishes, his mind was building an empire. He remembered his father's business. Logistics, moving things from point A to point B. He saw how inefficient the systems were. At the library, he taught himself coding. He devoured books on supply chain management, AI, and economics. He didn't go to college. He didn't have the time or money. The world was his university. 3 years passed. Liam was 21. He was working as a dispatcher for a small trucking company. The owner, an old man named Mr. Henderson, noticed something. Whenever Liam was on shift, the trucks arrived faster. The fuel costs went down. "How are you doing this, son?" Mr. Henderson asked him one day. "I wrote a script, sir," Liam said, showing him a battered laptop. It analyzes traffic patterns and weather in real time to reroute the drivers. It saves 12% on fuel. Mr. Henderson stared at him. "You're wasting your time answering phones, Liam." Mr. Henderson became his first investor. They launched a startup called Nexus Logistics. It wasn't glamorous. Their office was a basement. Their server was a desktop computer that overheated if they didn't keep a fan on it. But the software worked. Companies started buying it. First small local fleets, then regional distributors. 5 years passed. Liam was 26. Nexus Logistics was no longer a basement operation. It was the fastest growing software company in the state. Liam moved out of the studio apartment. He bought a penthouse, not to show off, but because he liked the quiet. He bought a tailored suit, but he never bought a silver picture frame. He kept his father's photo in his wallet, creased and worn, a reminder. He kept tabs on his old life. He knew that Sterling Logistics, his father's company, was failing. Under Karen's leadership, it was a disaster. She fired the experienced managers and hired her friends. She spent company money on galas and vacations. And Brad was the director of innovation, a title that meant he sat in his office playing video games and harassing the secretaries. The stock price of Sterling Logistics was plummeting. $50 a share, $30 a share, $10 a share. Liam watched, like a hawk circling a dying rabbit. Not yet, he told himself. Let it bleed a little more. 10 years. It had been exactly 10 years since the funeral. Sterling Logistics was on life support. The banks were calling in the loans, the employees were striking. Karen was desperate. She was 60 now, her face pulled tight by plastic surgery, her eyes wide with panic. She needed a buyer, or she would lose everything: the mansion, the cars, the status. She put the company up for a private auction, a blind sale. She didn't care who bought it, as long as the check cleared. Liam sat in his glass-walled office at Nexus headquarters. His lawyer, a short woman named Jessica, sat across from him. Jessica, the bid is ready, Liam. We're offering 20% above market value. They'll take it. But are you sure you want to do this? It's a sinking ship. The brand is toxic. Liam, looking out at the city skyline.
It's not about the brand, Jessica. It's about the building. It's about the name on the door. And it's about the eviction notice. They don't know it's you? No. I used the shell company, Phoenix Holdings. To them, I'm just a faceless checkbook. The meeting is set for tomorrow, 9 a.m. They think they're meeting a representative. They don't know the owner is coming. Good. Let them sweat. The morning of the meeting was sunny, a stark contrast to the rain 10 years ago. Liam drove himself. He didn't take a chauffeur. He drove a black Aston Martin. He pulled up to the gates of Sterling Logistics. The guard, an old man who had been there for 30 years, squinted at him. ID, sir? He handed him his license. The guard looked at the name, Liam Sterling. His eyes went wide. He looked at the man in the car, the boy he used to give candy to. Master Liam? He whispered. Is it you? Hello, George. It's been a while. Open the gate. George opened the gate with a shaking hand. He picked up his radio, but Liam held up a finger. Don't warn them, George. Please. George lowered the radio and nodded. Give 'em hell, kid. Liam parked in the spot marked CEO Reserved. He walked into the lobby. It looked tired. The carpet was frayed. The plants were dying. The receptionist didn't look up. Can I help you? I'm here for the 9 a.m. meeting. Phoenix Holdings. Oh, yes. They are waiting in the main boardroom, top floor. The elevator ride was slow. Every floor that passed was a memory. Floor 3, where he used to do homework after school. Floor 5, where his dad taught him how to tie a tie. Floor 10, the boardroom. Ding. The boardroom doors were heavy oak. Inside, the air was tense. Karen sat at the head of the table. She looked tired, clutching a coffee cup. Brad was there, wearing a flashy watch, looking annoyed. Where is this guy? I have a tea time at noon. Shut up, Brad. This man is saving our lives. Be polite. The doors opened. Liam walked in. He walked with a confidence that sucked the air out of the room. He was tall, broad-shouldered, wearing a charcoal suit that fit like armor. He didn't look at them immediately. He walked to the window and looked at the view. Karen, putting on her fake smile. Mr. Representative? Welcome. I'm Karen Sterling. This is my son, Brad, the VP of everything. We are so happy to welcome Phoenix Holdings. Liam didn't turn around. Phoenix, he said softly. You know what a phoenix is, Karen. Karen frowned. The voice, it sounded familiar. Excuse me? Liam, it's a bird that rises from the ashes, from the fire, from the trash. He turned around slowly. The light from the window hit his face. Karen stopped breathing. The coffee cup shook in her hand. Brad squinted. Who is this guy? He looks like... Liam. Hello, Karen. Hello, Brad. Karen whispered, barely audible. Liam? Brad. No way. The little orphan? What are you doing here? Did you break in? Security! Liam. Sit down, Brad. The command was not loud, but it cracked like a whip. Brad sat down. Liam, I didn't break in. I own the building. I own the chairs you are sitting on. I own the debt you racked up. I am Phoenix Holdings. Karen, no, that's impossible. You were homeless. You had nothing. Liam, I had $50 and a trash bag. You'd be amazed what motivation can do. Liam threw a folder on the table. It slid across and stopped right in front of Karen. Karen began to tremble. Tears, real tears this time, tears of fear, streamed down her face. Please, Liam, I raised you. I took care of your father. You killed my father's spirit, and you threw his son away like garbage. He leaned in close. But I'm not you. I won't send you to jail. I'm simply firing you. You have no golden parachute, no severance. The house? It was leveraged against the company debt. The bank is taking it tomorrow. You are bankrupt. Where am I supposed to go? Karen lamented. Liam reached under the table. He pulled out a black plastic trash bag. He tossed it onto the mahogany table. It landed with the same crinkle sound as 10 years ago. I suggest you pack. You have 1 hour. Karen stared at the bag. The irony was a physical weight in the room. She didn't scream. She didn't fight. She was defeated by the sheer magnitude of the karma. She took the bag and walked out of the room, looking old and small. Liam watched the door close. He was alone in the boardroom. He walked to the head of the table, his father's seat. He sat down. He pulled his wallet out. He took out the creased photo of his dad. He placed it on the table. I got it back, Dad. It's clean now. Liam Sterling rebuilt the company. He rehired the old staff. He created a scholarship fund for kids in foster care. He never spoke to Karen or Brad again. They say living well is the best revenge, but sometimes taking back what is yours, that is justice. Liam stood at the window, looking down at the parking lot. He saw Karen walking to her car, not a limo, but a taxi, carrying a black trash bag over her shoulder. He didn't smile. He didn't gloat. He just turned off the lights and went to work.